Hi there, Richard here. Continuing the path of hooking up my students with the material they have requested, in today's video we'll be doing some vocab. Some of these words you may know and others you've probably never heard of. This is mostly a list of 10 words that personally left an impression on me. So it's not the top 5 happiest words or the top 10 weirdest words or anything like that. It's simply a bunch of words that I found interesting, and most of them are quite useful. So let's do this. The first word is 微妙. The best translation of this word, in my opinion, is meh. It's simply something unimpressive or even questionable. Not necessarily shady though, but something to not get excited about. Based on how I noticed native speakers use this word, it seems like it is relatively okay to use it with friends without offending anybody. That being said, if someone cooks for you, even if you don't like it, don't use this word. You could use it when maybe looking at a poor commercial, or tasting an average beverage, or seeing a B-rated movie. Example, これはちょっとびみょうだよね. This is a little mediocre, isn't it? Maybe probably not the best translation. Like I said, the best one is meh, but this is a little meh, isn't it? Sounds a bit strange in English, doesn't it? Anyway, depending on the context, mediocre could work very nicely. Next up, number 2. Hikikomori. Not necessarily a useful word, but definitely interesting. Dictionary translations are as follows: shut in, stay at home, person who has withdrawn from society. This noun basically describes a person who pretty much only stays at home, watches TVs, maybe even play video games, that kind of thing. Not sure if this word only describes people who don't even go to work, or if it extends to people who do go to work but spend all of their non-working hours at home. Regardless, think of this as a description of someone who is closed away from normal society, so to speak. Example, hikikomori no musuko, a shut-in son. Here's a word I came to appreciate a great deal. Number 3, Majime. This means serious, as in he puts serious effort into his material or into his work. It's the kind of serious that is associated with effort. You can picture a painter who puts his 100% into each stroke, or a cook who cuts each slice of the cucumber in such a way that to make sure that each slice is exactly the same. Think precision, effort, focus. Example, 真面目に勉強するよね. You're studying seriously, aren't you? Here's the next one. Number 4, 楽しい. This means fun, in the sense that something is enjoyable. It's a very straightforward word and very popular. Example, これ楽しい. This is fun. Here's a super popular one. Number 5, 懐かしい. I think this one is best translated as nostalgic. I'm sure you understand what nostalgic means. Something fondly reminds you of something else from your past, maybe something you haven't thought of or experienced in a while. Example, 懐かしい匂い, nostalgic smell. Here's another happy one. Number 6, 面白い, interesting. Hopefully I don't have to explain this one because it's pretty much same as in English. This is just one of those words you're probably going to use on a daily basis, and it just rolls off the tongue. Example, 面白い kotoba, interesting word. Number 7 is フリーター. Okay, this one is a loan word, supposedly, from English too. But personally, I've never heard of a fritter until I went to Japan. It describes a person, often young, who's living off of part-time jobs. In other words, for one reason or another, they avoid working full-time for big companies or starting their own business. And Japan is really big into working for big companies. And supposedly, a Japanese person would rather have a lower position at a larger, more well-known company rather than having a higher position at a smaller, lesser-known company. This makes Japanese society look down on poor fritters. Fritters are completely fine working part-time at McDonald's for minimum wage. I've known a few and they're very good, nice people. It's just this lifestyle is not exactly aligned with Japanese social values. But hey, I'm a foreigner, so I don't care. Example, Yuki-chan wa frita desu yo ne. Yuki-chan is a fritter, isn't she? Number 8. This one is interesting. Ikigai, translated as a reason for living or the purpose of one's life. This is a wonderful word because two guys named this and this, I'm not going to try to pronounce it and butcher their names on the internet. So, these guys spent many years in Japan and they have distilled the Japanese wisdom of a long, good, healthy life. And they wrote a book about these 10 rules they've put together based on their experience of living in Japan. Several years ago, I started to really work on my life, and I started to live the way I wanted to live. And little by little, not only did I achieve all of my childhood dreams, but I also achieved incredible satisfaction with life in general. I was very surprised to find that these 10 rules were really a great way to summarize what I've been doing this whole time. If you're interested, it's definitely worth checking out these 10 rules. Maybe I'll make a video about them in the future. But in the meantime, link in the description, and this is not an affiliate promotion. Example, Ikigai ga hitsuyou da. It's important to have something to live for. Number 9, とりあえず means for now, for the time being. When I went to Japan and actually spent some months there, this was a word that just kept jumping at me from left and right. It seemed to be one of the most common words I would hear daily. It's used pretty much just like the English counterpart. Example, とりあえずビールを飲もう. In the meantime, let's have some beer. Number 10, とにかく means anyway, or at any rate, or anyhow. とりあえず was a tricky word to understand at first because I knew this word, とにかく, before. So in my head, these would get mixed up because they kind of sounded the same to me back then. Example, とにかく行こう. Anyway, let's go. Or in any case, let's go. So that's it for this week's video, and hopefully you've learned a few interesting words you didn't know about. Japanese has some of the most interesting words that are just fun to pronounce. If you'd like to learn many more words, to the point where basic Japanese conversation is easy to you in less than a month, then please go and check out my online courses on my website. Everything is pronounced by native speakers, so you can really nail down the pronunciation as you continue to master basic conversation and gain your bragging rights. And it's a great feeling when you realize you can go to Japan and handle your way around speaking only Japanese. Link in the description. Start your Japanese journey today. And if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more, please smash that like button and subscribe. Thank you. It keeps me going. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you in the next one.